Welcome back to Observer Retro Streams. Our special 4-part journey into Tron 2.0 begins now, with parts 2, 3, and 4 on March 23rd, April 6th, and April 20th. And in line.
Welcome everyone to Observer Retro Streams. This time we'll be tackling one of the most ambitious projects I've ever taken so far as a streamer. You might know the Tron franchise as a couple of movies, but what you might not know is that there was a different sequel to the original movie before Legacy in the wonderful year of 2003. And thanks to the Brett Boys and Living Dead system operators, with the power of the Killer App mod, this game will run better than it ever has in its lifetime. Now I gotta warn you folks, this game is hard and long. It's about as long as Half-Life. So that's why it was broken into 4 parts, at least. This game is basically a first-person shooter in the vein of Half-Life. And if you know anything about that, well, I don't think anyone can prepare for what's coming next. Excuse me for the preliminary check. This game has difficulties, and they can be changed later on, but I'm gonna go with easy, because I played on easy, and it still kicked me in the teeth. So, be ready.
Please, I've got to get back to my routing. I'm already behind on my deliveries this cycle.
You have privileges I require.
I'm just a simple email script. I
know what you are, and I know what you'll become. Tell me, what is your function?
I serve Thorn, my master user.
Jet, do you think your dad would mind if I had some of his popcorn?
Huh? Oh, sure, have all you want. Yeah?
I'm a little surprised you turned down the level 6 programming position.
Look, Dad, I know you're disappointed.
Damn right I'm disappointed.
I pulled a lot of strings to get you that offer.
I'm happy making games. Life is short, Pop. I plan to enjoy it.
You sound like Flynn. Hold on, son. Mathria, run a security diagnostic.
Yes, Ellen 1.
Results.
A virus has entered the system via email. Lab drives 1, 2, and 4 infected.
Jet, we'll have to continue this conversation later.
This is a restricted area. You just can't come barging in here.
Dad?
Get your hands off me.
Dad, can you hear me? Mathria, where's my father?
Alan 2. I require immediate assistance.
What do you mean?
Contingency protocol activated.
Laser activity in 5 seconds.
Mathria, stop what you're doing!
Put on goggles. Clear digitizing bay.
Mathria, what did you do?
So you are a user. Fascinating.
Well, that was an interesting turn of events. Now, before we do anything, everybody knows how first-person shooters work, but the mechanics of this particular game aren't quite the same, so I'm going to do the tutorial, partly because there's actually a free prize that you miss out if you don't take it.
Well, user, now that you've been digitized, you can think of me as your tour guide to the world inside the computer. There are a few crucial functions you'll have to learn if you hope to survive the system. I'm sending you a help file. You can view help files at any time by pressing the number 8 key.
So yes, these are help files. Some are descriptions of enemies or items, and others are how you get mission briefings.
Study them closely. They typically contain important information. When a program has something to say, a talk icon will appear above his or her head. To initiate the conversation, approach the program and press the action key. Try it.
6 more subdirectories have been compromised. The corruption managed to slip past our scheduled scans. Obviously an inside job.
To continue your training, activate the help programs that display the talk icon.
Now, normally when it comes to tutorials, when NPCs talk about actually using your keyboard or commands, I a lot of people say it breaks the fourth wall, but here I kind of get it because one, we're already on the grid, and two, well, I like to think that after Flynn, dethroned Ed Dillinger in the first movie, he must have set up this kind of course specifically to train other users who might go in here.
Tell me about player movement.
The basic player movements are forward, backward, strafe left, strafe right, crouch, and jump. The mouse is used to look around. You can also look around corners. Here's a help file with more information. That concludes the basics.
I mapped the... Why they use C for crouch in these old games, I don't know. I already mapped it to control because once I played Half-Life 2, I never looked back.
Tell me about my status display.
The status display shows your objectives and tasks. Press the Tab key to see an example. Here's a help file with more information.
So that's our mission list. Hold on a sec, I think something went up in OBS. Okay, that was odd. Twitch chat went out there for a sec, but it's back up now. This help program is the most important because this is the gimmick you don't get if you skip tutorials.
Tell me about build points.
As you gain experience in the digital world, build points will be added to your version number. At every milestone, you can use the build points to upgrade your performance ratings.
So this game actually has some mild RPG mechanics as well. We get build points are this world's version of experience points.
Press the F1 key to access your performance ratings and distribute your initial set of build points.
So yes, this is our...
Here's a help file with more information.
We basically get a free set of build points that we don't get if we skip the tutorial. And yes, all around the grid are these little nodes that we can find that add little boosts to our build points. Now, they're semi-randomized, so they're in a different spot each game. I'm going to try and look out for as many as possible, but some, I might not be able to get them all. Plus, I kind of want to make this stream quick as it is, considering how far I have to go. So this is the important part. We have 5 different categories to add our build points to. Health is obvious. Energy is our ammo. And towards downloading or moving items. As in retrieving items. Weapon efficiency reduces how much ammo a weapon has. Here I'll show. If we press F1, this here is basically it's called our system memory, but it's basically our inventory. We can store an infinite number of items in these different groups, but we're only allowed to hold so many based on how good the computer we're on is. Now, personally, I think it's best to boost your health first, because that's going to go down really fast whenever you get hit. These two, this is how long it takes to download items. And this is how long these nodes take to work. course, as this is like an RPG, you never know what you're gonna need until you're already there.
Mathria has just requested an IO node link with you.
Tell me about IO nodes.
IO nodes are how programs communicate when not in the vicinity of each other. IO nodes, like most objects, require a permission set to activate. The segmented ring surrounding the reticle will indicate what permissions are missing. To activate an object such as this IO node, face the object and press the action key. I believe that's it.
Permissions are this world's version of keys. You know the drill. Find keys, unlock items, and so on.
You do not have the proper permission set to activate this object. This way, user. Activate this help program to learn about archive bins.
Tell me about archive bins.
Archive bins can contain permissions, emails, help files, and subroutines. Like most objects, they require a permission set to activate. To activate, face the archive bin and press the action key. One useful note: an empty archive bin exhibits no item nodes. That about covers it.
Looks like you don't have the proper permission set to access this archive bin either. Wait, I've got it here somewhere. Here you go. Now that you have the proper permission set, activate the archive bin. To download an item from an archive bin, select the corresponding number on your keyboard.
Now, one useful thing about these archive bins is that in some games like in BioShock or other RPGs, you end up grabbing everything in it at once, but here you can just choose whether or not you want to take a certain item. And some items cost energy. See, for instance, to get this permission we need to give 10 energy. It's not an instantaneous thing either.
Follow me back to the IO node. You now have the correct permission set to receive the message from Mathria.
Connecting to IO grid.
Alan 2, you must obtain your disk before proceeding.
What do I need a disk for?
It will be your primary weapon against the corruption.
Node deactivated.
Handling a disk is tricky. I strongly suggest a quick combat tutorial. Follow me. Mathria has prepared a practice arena for you. The data stream leading to the arena is on the other side of this force field. Unfortunately, the binary bit operating this socket is missing.
Tell me about energy transfer.
Periodically, binary bits lack energy to operate properly. To transfer energy to a bit, face the bit, then press and hold the action key. When the meter displayed in the HUD fills up, the transfer is complete.
Yes.
That's the same sound from the original Tron.
To be transported to the combat training arena, step into the data stream.
These are basically portals around the grid.
To pick up your disc, face it and press the action key.
Interesting. Our disk is patterned like a Triforce. I read, although this is just a theory, that we, Jet Bradley, are Alan Bradley's son, and in this continuity, Alan also married Laura from the first movie too. So this is meant to imply that this is a combo of Tron and Yori's unique patterns, like the way their outfits look.
Good. Now before we get started, use the patch routines to restore your health and energy to full capacity. Activate the help program when ready to start the combat training.
So this is the equivalent of shield and health rechargers like in Half-Life 2, which, believe it or not, this game predates by 1 year. There's infinite energy, but there's never infinite health. There's either one type of health routine or a different source that will show it in a second. Oh yeah, and keep this in mind. Yeah, if you attack an NPC that's not hostile, it's an instant game over.
Tell me about using the disc.
It's good practice to save your progress before entering into combat situations. Please do that now. Step onto the battle ring when ready.
Here, watch.
Illegal program termination.
Yep, there's friendly fire in this game.
To throw the disc, click and release the left mouse button. To recall the disc, click the right mouse button. To steer the disc in mid-flight, click and hold the left mouse button. Moving the mouse will influence the path of the disc. To use the disc as a melee weapon, click the left mouse button while holding down the control key. To block an incoming enemy disc, press the right mouse button. Practice using the disc against this combat training program.
When a program is derezzed, a core dump containing energy, health, and quite often permissions and subroutines is left behind. If you wish to continue practicing, activate the switch to res in another combat training program. Enter the data stream when finished.
I'll repeat it one more time to show how the disc block works.
Stop executing escape routine.
Yeah, because the disc is a physics object, then if you block it, it just bounces all over the place. It's a bit more complex than using the crowbar, isn't it? Now, from this point onward is where the gameplay truly starts, and it's not gonna pull any punches.
Oh no, the corruption has breached the sector. Follow me to the exit, user.
Yeah, these are the virus-infected programs known as Z-Lots. That's Z-Lot. And now, we gotta hightail out of here.
Step onto the platform.
Enemy fire works in hit scan, much like Half-Life, and I don't like it at all, but, well, it's just something you've got to get used to. Oh, and just like Half-Life, there's platforming, too. And here's... like in Bioshock, there were audio logs. These emails are the same, just in text form. I'm not gonna read all of them, I'm just gonna only go over the ones that are pertinent to lore, so... But we store them all next to the help files. Oh, and to save on friendly fire, there's also a holster button too. See, I told you these build notes were sneaky.
Something's gone horribly wrong. Rami failed to transmit a data packet to my user. He must have been corrupted.
He was so young. So many cycles left.
Oh man. This is new.
The only way out is up through here. In the next sector, there is an archive bin that contains a subroutine that will enable you to jump higher. This way, user. Locate the archive bin and retrieve the subroutine stored inside.
Greetings, program. My name is Rami. Please,
Oops.
me. I have an important packet to deliver.
Sometimes enemies just appear out of nowhere, but other times they spawn in by scripted events.
Thanks, program.
Subroutines augment a program's space abilities when loaded into system memory. To load a subroutine, press the F1 key to bring up the menu and right-click on the subroutine in the upper ring. With the Y included, your jump height is greater. Follow me to the exit.
So yes, subroutines come in 3 stages: Alpha, Beta, and Gold. Alpha stage is the least effective and takes up 3 squares, Beta is 2, and Gold is 1 square. So yeah, that's what happens if one of these zealots hits you. They can do things ranging from infecting your subroutines or causing blocks of your inventory to be fragmented. We can keep track of how long it's taking for these processes to complete if you look in the top right of the screen.
Thanks, program. I was afraid my subroutines were going to become infected.
Follow me to the exit.
So this one is shows us the stats of every NPC in the game, friendly and not friendly.
Kernel system scans indicate partitions 5 through 32 are infected. Block all write access privileges and send in more intrusion countermeasure programs. Yes, sir. Have you isolated the source? Not yet, sir. However, we've picked up the signature of an unauthorized program in the sector. Quarantine and bring the program to me immediately.
So what are you exactly? A bit?
A bit? Ha! I'm a bite. Mithria wouldn't send a simple bit to do a bite's job. Let me tell you, mister. Shh!
Out of my end, but now it's back up. So this thing gives us a one-time upgrade for any subroutines we might have. Well, since the Y-amp would be useful later for platforming, I'm gonna do that.
You do not have the proper permission set to enter the power stream control sector. Follow me.
Code optimization where... Yeah, this game is loaded with computer-related puns. All these emails are like from different dates and times, and not in chronological order either. So like this one was sent to us, and I'm guessing we're having some trouble getting an apartment and a job. Interesting thing, considering I got a feeling whoever wrote Legacy must have taken a lot of notes from this. Yeah, this thing is basically a spawn point for security programs, basically, and we'll get info on that in a second, too. Yeah, this. ICP, which is one letter different from ICE used in Neuromancer. These things are basically the antivirus of the system, but they act like the HECU soldiers from Half-Life 1. Counter virus, unauthorized programs, and other misuse of resources with force. And their armor is defensive to everything except discs. Great. We could turn this off, but we don't have the permissions yet.
There's a subsystem that runs beneath the main level. Look down there.
If you hear a humming sound, that usually means there's a build note nearby.
Get here! Got it. I'm coming after you.
So the disk block does not work on these virus blobs. Something you might notice lately, is that Tron and Tron Legacy had this dark black and blue aesthetic going on. But as you can see from this whole environment, everything here is bright and colorful. I haven't seen any other entry in that series go this way. Ooh, this is useful. So this reduces the sound of our footsteps.
The corruption is spreading. We must keep moving.
Oh great, the ICPs have tagged us as enemy number 1. Like how an antivirus tags a false positive.
Uh-oh. The source of the corruption.
Now this is unexpected. These programs believe you are the source of the corruption. That's rather funny, actually. Come, you are not safe here. We must find the server's exit port.
Yes, hello. The creators of the mod have stepped in.
Do you believe this corruption? More and more zealots are popping up. There goes the neighborhood. But what the hell's causing it? The Colonel has issued instructions to watch for an unauthorized program in this sector. That's probably the source of the corruption. There's only one thing I hate more than zealots, and that's unauthorized viral code. I'll de-res him on the spot. Cool your circuits. The Colonel wants the program quarantined and brought in for interrogation. Uh-oh, we've got company.
If these guys want to quarantine us, why do they want to kill us? I mean, what? Are they gonna throw us in a trash compactor like the grunts in Half-Life?
Can you tell me how to get to the exit port?
The exit port is located beyond the power stream, but getting across is impossible. The auto exec is broken. You'll need to cycle the power stream manually. Don't get too close to the power streams.
Activating security.
Yep, I hate when this happens. Following these secret hidden paths is useful because they contain extra goodies you won't find along the main route.
Freeze, program.
I don't know if that... Is this thing gonna crash? I think it might crash. Yeah, it does that sometimes. But yes, compared to the environment in the game, it's so different. The thing about some items is that they might be in one spot early on, but they'll turn up again later in the game as well. Now this is really useful stuff. So now that we have that extra permission, we can shut off these spawn points.
Unauthorized use of resources detected.
Activating security resin station.
Space Paranoids 3D, huh?
Port activation approaching.
Now down here is the last build node of this level. They're very sneaky about randomizing where it is. Huh, that's strange. Usually it's in one of those slots.
If you have packets to transport, you better hurry. The exit port is scheduled to go active soon.
One last preliminary check. The thing about collecting all these build nodes is that the more you get, the faster you can level up.
Port activated. Illegal program detected in exit port sector. Quarantine protocol fields raised.
So they've erected a force field to block off the exit port.
Activating security resin station.
So what we need to do is, not only can we power up binary bits, but we can overload them too. And we gotta do that to take down this force field.
Additional quarantine protocol field raised.
I didn't do it.
Additional quarantine protocol field raised. Additional quarantine protocol field raised.
Now I just need to find number 4.
Immediate de-resolution.
Quarantine protocol measures offline.
Incompetent scripts. Find out where that port leads. Yes, Colonel.
Uh-oh.
Freeze, program. The Colonel wants a word with you. Query Index 224-C. Unauthorized use of resources. Program quarantine in connection to spreading virus. User unknown. State your origin.
You're making a big mistake.
Mistake? Reveal your creation date before I disassemble your Code 1 operation at a time.
Well, I was born in '82.
Impossible! You are much too complex to be from that period. You have been accused of spreading a viral agent through the system. What is the intended goal of this sabotage?
I'm not responsible for that virus.
Enough! Who is your user?
I am a user.
Blasphemy! Regulars, put the prisoner in the bin.
Wait, you can't do this. I'm a user. Find Mithria. I'm trying to help her.
Mithria?
Let the log files show prisoner refused to cooperate and is considered incompatible. Schedule him for immediate de-resolution.
Colonel, put him on the grid.
The grid. Interesting proposition.
I guarantee it'll be a race you won't forget.
Take them to the staging kit.
So every time we enter a new system, we have to rearrange how our subroutines are.
Programs Cody, Skate, and Jet prepare to enter Grid Arena 1.
Here's your rod primitive. Once on the grid, activate it to res in your light cycle.
So this is the thing that spawns our light cycle. And I suppose this is what they used in the original movie. It's not quite like what they showed in Tron Legacy. LDSO, did you know that Detalion, aka LK Avalon, used the Monolith Jupiter engine for some of their games too? So before we can use our light cycle, we need to take the tutorial for that as well. And honestly, considering how it works in this game, I think it's totally worth it.
To learn how to operate a light cycle, please enter the data stream. Wait while I open the port.
The games LK Avalon produced with that engine were Mysterious Journey 2 and Sentinel Descendants in Time. They were both mediocre adventure games.
First, the basics. Light cycles travel at a default speed and cannot be stopped. To steer your light cycle, use the right and left strafe keys. To accelerate, press and hold the move forward key. Releasing the key returns the speed back to default speed. To decelerate, press and hold the move backward key. Releasing the key returns the speed back to default speed. An added speed boost is gained when near an opponent's light cycle trail. Use camera zoom and camera rotation keys to control camera position. Use the light cycle camera toggle to switch between tracking and manual camera control. It's not uncommon to find power-ups on light cycle grids.
Turbo boost acquired.
To pick up a power-up, steer your light cycle over the icon. Use the fire button to activate a power-up once it is acquired. Note that power-ups are only good for one use. Speed zones, indicated by colored areas on the grid, alter the speed of the light cycle. Feel free to practice controlling your light cycle. When finished, steer your light cycle over the exit icon.
One thing they don't tell you is that you can also switch to first or third person with the apostrophe key, although honestly, first person is a lot more dizzying than third person. You can tell how fast the light cycle is going by the speedometer in the top, in the upper left corner.
The objective when on a light cycle is to outlast your opponent without crashing. To win, force your opponent to crash into the trail left behind your light cycle or into some other solid object. Feel free to practice racing against these opponents. When finished, steer your light cycle over the exit icon.
The only hard part about this light cycles is that these NPCs are way too smart. But thankfully, one perk of the mod is that there's a skip button implemented. And when I said hard, excuse me a sec while I alt-tab because OBS locks off the number.
Programs scheduled for grid competition are to enter Light Cycle Arena immediately.
Because when I said the NPCs are hard, it's like in this shot from the original movie when Tron and Ram are breaking out of the arena there. They perform this impossibly tight turn to crash the guy behind them. And those NPCs in the game, they're this smart to do that. Yeah, it's a bitch. Talking to this guy again just restarts the tutorial. I do know Sid Mead himself was contacted to build these designs, especially a new one coming up soon. Every time we enter this room, there's a new set of build notes to pick up. You miss them if you go to the race.
Where do I go to start the race?
Follow me.
Okay, I think that's a bug. I think this door was supposed to be closed.
Enter the data stream to start the race.
Web. YOLO.
Shield break acquired.
I'm not gonna talk, because this requires a lot of focus to complete properly. Well, that was remarkably quick. Usually I die a lot before that happens.
Programs Jet, Sim, Frog, and Crom prepare to enter Grid Arena 2.
Are you gonna wager or what? Hold on, I can't make up my mind. Hey, Program, do you have any insight on which racer will win the next heat?
Sorry, I don't know who will win the next race.
If you find out the favorite, come back and let me know.
Sometimes this game has optional side quests too, and if you complete them, you get more build points.
Who's the top-ranking light cycle racer in the next heat?
I've done some calculations. The blue cycle will win by a margin of .000089, but my favorite color is red, so I have to go with that.
You did real good out there. But properly equipped, I'm betting you can go the distance. Take this permission and access the security lockers. I think you'll like what you find in there. I've got a lot riding on you, Program.
This permission also let us access this archive. So that's... Well, this is ominous sounding. Somebody is buying Encom. I don't know what's worse. That or selling your operating system for a ludicrous price like in Legacy. Well, what do we have here? Super light cycle.
Programs scheduled for grid competition are to enter Light Cycle Arena immediately.
Who's favored to win the next heat?
Yellow's a long shot, but I'm a sucker for a long shot.
Any insight on the next race?
Blue has been recently optimized for speed.
Who do you think will win the next race?
Blue's been training with Mercury, so says the smart money.
Well, popular vote seems to be leaning in blue, so... I hope this music doesn't get confused with Wendy Carlos's original score, because I know copyright over that is tighter than a bank vault.
I have information regarding the next race. Definitely the blue racer.
You sound pretty confident. Shh, the race is almost over.
We're now down to 2 racers, and what a round this has been. Okay, red is hugging the wall, blue is doing the same. They're hurdling for each other at top speed. Only one will come out of this victorious. My friends, this is light cycle racing at its finest. Red banks, red, blue wins. What a race!
Good call, program.
So once we go through here, we'll have our next level up point. A good tactic is to try and wall off the other racers so they can't get out.
Shield break acquired. Now here from this point on, we're gonna get our first real weapon, so... Programs Land, Jet, 2D, and Mercury. Prepare to enter Grid Arena 3.
For the record, you have a 1.19 e to the -7 chance of winning. Mercury has never been defeated.
Programs scheduled for grid competition are to enter Light Cycle Arena immediately.
Impressive racing. Keep it up. Maybe after the race you can give me a few pointers. Wait, what am I saying? After the race, you'll be history.
Gee, thanks.
Is Mercury really that good?
Is a beta version buggy? She's the undisputed light cycle champ. Those bikes move in straight lines, but somehow Mercury manages to run circles around everyone.
Now for the final race. And from here on, things get interesting.
Welcome to the Light Cycle Racing Finals! In this double elimination match, Jet and Land are squaring off on one side of the arena, while Mercury and 2D are on the other side. The winners will meet in the middle to decide the ultimate victor. Wait, what is Mercury doing? She's gone crazy! One of the observation towers is collapsing! Now she's...
Jet, do as I say and don't ask questions. Hurry, and make your way to the far side of the grid arena. Escape the arena by using the ramp made of debris. Do it now.
Hello, Jet.
Mercury, you're...
Yes, I am. And you're not half bad on the grid.
Thanks.
I heard you mention Mathria. My user sent me to help her.
Who's your user?
I don't know. Goes by the name of Guest. We should get out of here.
How did you know I could hold my own out there?
I didn't. Is it true? What you said about being a user?
So you believe me?
There is something special about you. Come with me. I want to show you something. It's a little trick I learned that may come in handy.
So we're basically in the server's recycle bin now.
You can take out enemies quietly using the Rod primitive. It's most effective when used against an enemy unaware of your presence. To activate, press and hold the fire button.
So basically, instead of a sword like Korra used, this thing works like a pair of stun batons. I don't think we get all these life cycle power-ups in the game, only some of them. I think most of these were meant for like the multiplayer component outside the main game.
If you have a fuzzy signature subroutine, this would be a good time to install it into your system memory.
Unauthorized program found.
Well, not exactly stealthy, but at least I got lucky. Using the rod also drains energy as well.
We need to get your disk back. That means getting inside the Colonel's observation tower. It won't be easy, but I have a plan.
What's your plan?
I'm going to access this command buffer to learn more about how this system works. In the meantime, make your way to the processing level. I'll contact you later with more information. The prisoner cell area is right through that door.
So,
use this permission key to activate the bit controlling the door out of here.
So this level is a stealth mission, and this is the part where the next 3 levels I find to be part of the worst parts of the game. Mainly because, well, one, the music loops on the same track all the way throughout, and you barely get a break. There's actually some goodies hidden on the top, but considering I'm already an hour and a half in, I don't want to waste too much time.
Yes.
Prisoner Rami routed to bin cell 1.
No, that's not what I wanted.
Yes.
Prisoner Rami routed to bin cell 100101110.
And this is what I was really afraid of. These things, I say, are the worst enemy in the game, because these are things that are like flying gnats with plasma guns, and if they start shooting, you're basically already dead, because their rate of fire is so fast, you're not even going to be able to get away fast enough until somebody else comes barreling at you. So if you do have to face them, take them out first before anything else. And with this rod, that's not going to work out yet. What you want to do is head for this control booth first, because there's something inside that'll let you fight back.
Disturbance detected. Sending error.
So this procedure on the top left makes an unknown program able to work with our systems, which real computers could do that. See up there's a lot of good stuff. One moment, please. Suffusion. Short-range weapon consisting of a deadly blast of energy pellets. I know! Thank you, LDSO. We don't even know half of what the story is yet, and that's not gonna be for the after this part. But hey, look on the bright side. Did somebody call shotgun? Finally, we have an actual gun. This is what makes me love this game so much. No movie in none of the movies in the Tron franchise ever show guns like this. Granted, it's not the most effective, but so we gotta wait for that thing to circle back around. God dang it, it happened again.
Activating security resin station.
What an area to save on. Around here somewhere is an infinite energy pod. There it is.
Prepare for immediate de-resolution.
Well, that's one up for dumb AI. Okay, looks like all clear. One of these cells has a code optimization ware and the other has Rami. We need to free Rami, and somewhere on the top has permission that can open the other cell, but I'm not sure if it's worth getting, because I don't want to be here much longer.
Yes.
Now, let's get out of here. Data stream is active. Until next time.
Right this way.
My user wouldn't discard me like this.
Connecting to I/O grid. Okay, here's the deal. You can use the processing platform to reach the recovery level. From there, you should be able to gain access to the Colonel's observation tower. I'm not able to send you the required permission set, but you can bypass the requirement by destroying the 2 encryption keys. Study this help file for more information. Node deactivated.
I also want to note that way.
Uh-oh, we've got company.
Can't even let me talk. Oh man, I just realized how little health I have. I told you this game was brutal, and I'm playing on easy difficulty. Because up this elevator is an even more sadistic combat section. The solution is to, as soon as it stops, run. Run like hell. Like, what did I just say?
Reports are coming in that the fugitive is armed and dangerous. Should we call for more backup? No, that won't be necessary. I don't know about you, but I'm running to the nearest sec reser at the first sign of trouble. We found an anomaly for the Colonel.
These ICPs have an insane degree of sight. It's like they can see you miles across a room.
Activating security resin station.
No plot, no reason, just killing red guys. Sorry, I was referencing a different game. Did I miss out on a permission, or is it outside? I just love that pop animation when the handles split apart. This looks important. So in 1990, Kevin Flynn retired from being CEO after the events of the first movie. I wonder, is that when he snuck off to start building the grid in secret? A lot of fans think that the first movie, this game, and Legacy could all coexist in one single continuity.
Uh-oh, we've got company. Sending now!
Wow, look at this. Now in here is something really special. I'm not gonna grab my disc yet, because once I do, 2 more ICPs will spawn. Of course, as soon as Legacy came out, Disney went and said that this game was non-canon. Wait till you see what this becomes. This is what the processor function in the RPG system would speed up if you sunk more points into it. See, why do these I gotta ask, why do these armor routines cover so little even on gold level? I don't know. You'd think they would help a bit more. But this thing is a gun called literally titled LOL. I mean, is it supposed to be an acronym for something like long range optical laser, or is that just the joke? I think this is the gun that was on the cover image I used in the standby screen. Out of all these, I think it's my favorite weapon so far. Snatch and run, yo!
Improper disk access.
Freeze program.
Oh, I see. If you get a headshot, it kills them instantly.
Sir, we've lost partition 0 through 255 to the corruption. Core protocol failure is imminent. Shut down all unnecessary applications and reroute resources to the front line. This system is not going down on my watch. Yes, sir. Has the fugitive been located? Apparently he managed to retrieve his disk. I've ordered that entire sector locked down. No program is getting in or out unless it passes through our transports. Run the search criterion. I want that program file. Yes, sir.
Connecting to IO grid. The severity of the corruption on the server has reached critical proportions. My docking protocols are failing.
What about the ICPs? Aren't they helping?
Oh, please. ICP might as well stand for Incompetent Confused Programs.
Alan 2, please hurry. Link broken. Jet, we've got to help Mithria. Make your way into the transport terminal. It's the only way out of here. Node deactivated. Have a nice microcycle.
This will be the last level I do for this part, because the next one is... Oh, they must have seen me through the window. Ugh. But yeah, the level after this one is even harder, so I'm just gonna try and speed through this one, and I'll leave off after that. Did I mention I hate platforming? Because there's more platforming. This is where having a sniper rifle really comes in handy.
Activating security resin station.
And yet again. OBS isn't doing anything. The game just crashes when loading a game sometimes.
Activating security resin station.
Entering junction volume. Restore order to the system! Find your search criteria.
These incompetent and confused programs have as much sight as the cops in GTA 4.
Nothing to report.
I told you this combat was brutal.
You don't have a chance.
That was a close one. So as the Colonel said, the main entrances to the terminal are blocked off by those force fields, so we'll have to take the long way around. Now the extra secrets require you to ride these cubes all over the higher part of the map, but I'm already low on time, and considering the fall damage is a bitch, and yeah, I'm just gonna skip it. I heard that was one of the things to be ironed out on the next update to the mod, fall damage. I hear it.
Connecting to IO grid.
Jet, what's your status?
I'm in a data block staging area. Where are you?
I managed to get on board a transport, and I'm right now reconfiguring its routing instructions.
To take us to Mithria?
Yes, but before you get on board, I need you to release the mooring apps. We're not going anywhere with them in place.
Node deactivated.
Oh boy. But yeah, notice how the same theme music has been playing for the last 2 levels? If the Guitar Wars weren't breathing down my neck, I would mute this and put Daft Punk's score on instead. And I thought the man-hacks were annoying. Hey look! The transport terminals are being held by recognizers from the first movie. And these mooring apps are what are holding them in place. Of course, we need the permissions to activate them. How do I get up there? This way, maybe? Yeah, I know, right? Even Flynn and Sam survive better falls than that. Yeah. How in the ever-loving do I get up to that archive? Oh, this way? I think I just clipped through one of those cubes.
So I say we cut our losses and evacuate that circle. The Colonel will never retreat. Neither will I. Drive C forever! I'm too new to get de-rezzed.
Drive C forever. I should...
Activating security resin station.
Unauthorized use of resources detected.
Activating security resin station.
It's never good game design to have a bunch of enemies in an area where you're starved of health and can't get more.
Illegal programming sector.
Like, how did they see me through that doorway?
Activating security resin station.
This shotgun works best at close range. Oh, good. Friendly. If they made the path between here and Mithria shorter, then I'd forgive this more. Now let's get out of here.
Hey, what do you think this is? Paw? Ow.
Jet, I've been thinking. My user's original instructions were to free Mithria from her processing dock, not to combat the corruption.
Your user must have recognized the futility of confronting such an aggressive virus.
Jet, we should split up. We need to find Bite.
Connecting to IO grid. Alan 2. The system is losing vital functions. The protocols protecting my docking structure are failing.
Hang in there, Mithria. We're on our way to free you.
Free? I've never been outside of my docking structure. I don't know if it's a good idea.
We have to risk it. If the corruption doesn't get you, the reformat will.
You're right. I'm sending you a ball primitive. It appears to be linked to the corruption. It's a little unruly, but you may find it useful. Node deactivated.
Alright, scripts, we're pulling out. The Colonel's ordered a complete system reformat.
So we're in the system that controls the laser itself. And right here, these are the same kind of energy pools that were in the original Tron. It's similar to the healing pools from Zin and Half-Life, except it fills your energy, not your health. I'm actually going to read this one, because this looks important. February 1984. We notice random fluctuations during the digital conversion experiments that will need to be corrected somehow. The MCP's unique ability to learn enabled it to perform computations beyond current science. Without it, I'm afraid it may be years before we re-establish the ability to digitize matter correctly. The only thing I can think of is perhaps a set of algorithms that can be written to compensate for these fluctuations. The complexity of these algorithms is quite frankly unfathomable, but I believe it's theoretically possible. Laura Bradley, programming engineer. So this means after the MCP was derezzed or deleted or something at the end of Tron, the laser stopped being able to digitize things properly. So everybody at ENCOM is having to rebuild that software from scratch. Then how did we get in safely is the question.
Another system reformat? Great. Remember the last one? I lost all my updates. You'd lose your header if it wasn't compiled on.
So, this ball primitive, these are the same kind of blobs that the Zealots throw to infect us, but somehow, even though this is viral code, it's not infecting us. It's sort of like a grenade, except you have to hold it down, and holding it down builds up a charge. The longer you hold it, the farther it'll throw. Fire in the hole. Anyone have any tips on how to get up to those catwalks? 'Cause I don't.
Poor Bite. Treated like a common game blip. It's just not right.
And here I think is where I'll stop, because beyond this wall is chaos, basically. Welp. And honestly, I'm kind of burned out from the barrage of combat up to this point. So, end of line.